Yeah, look, you can use medications in chronic pain management. It's something we do and something we certainly try, but it's not necessarily the answer to your pain, and there are a number of other things we need to take into consideration. Well, we've been prescribing opiates for a long time, and we know they're good for relieving pain, but we now are very aware of their side effects. Even in short-term use, they can certainly affect your ability to do things in daily life.
Going off the pain medication was really good for me because I became very clear in my head. My thinking became clearer. I became less tired, so I had more energy to do things. And then I found that I was doing things that I forgot that I used to do and take for granted.
So the doctor put me on fentanyl patches. I tried OxyContin, multiple doses of endone. I've had morphine patches. Goodness me, Panadine Forte. Pretty much you name it, I've tried it in the way of medication to try and calm my pain down. It didn't really succeed. I think if anything it caused more of a hypersensitivity to my body. After a while I had that much on board. My husband described it as me walking around in morphine haze for a good couple of years. He just said I was just a zombie, and I couldn't function. I couldn't deal with just the general household day-to-day things. I was forever getting my child babysat because I couldn't cope mentally, physically, which was all quite degrading for me from where I'd come from, being this energetic, adventurous person, down to pretty much a shell of myself.
Short-term use is what we prescribe them for. We don't like to prescribe them long-term because the long-term effects are even worse than the short-term effects. Common side effects include drowsiness, blurred vision, dry mouth, headache, nausea, constipation, brain fog and memory loss. They can affect sleep and worsen sleep apnea, lower immunity and testosterone levels. They can affect sex drive, fertility and depression. Other major side effects include falls, accidental overdose and death. Some people experience hyperalgesia when they take opioids at reasonable doses or high doses for a long time. Now, this is where people experience more pain instead of less pain taking something that's supposed to relieve their pain. And it's related to the way the opioids have changed the body.
After being on medication for probably about a good year, I started noticing that if someone bumped me or I walked past or I kicked my toe or something, it was more sore than what it would normally be, and which I thought it was weird. So when I saw my GP for one of my visits, I explained to her that, I was getting a bit hypersensitive, and she said that it can be caused by, too much medication in your system. It has like a reverse effect when you have too much of a build-up of opiates in your body. And it was actually causing me to have more pain. And I was taking opiates and it was probably causing more pain than reducing the pain because of the hypersensitivity that I was getting through it all.
When you've been taking opioids for a while, you might find that they become less beneficial and they're giving you less pain relief. Now, this is what we call tolerance, and it's a physical dependence on the medication. And it means that we start to become concerned because you have to keep increasing your dose to get the same benefit, and that's going to produce more harm to your body.
Because I've been taking it for so long, my body got used to the actual drug, and therefore I felt that after taking it for a few months, it wasn't doing as well. I wasn't doing as well as when I first started taking it. And then I realise that, I was going up 5 and then another 5 and then another 5 milligrams until I was right up the top, and I was having other drugs then to supplement as well. And it just kept getting bigger and bigger. And waking up in intensive care after a surgery and not being able to control the pain levels really had alarm bells for me. That how far do I go up? Will there come a time when they're not going to be able to control my pain when I really have another bad surgery? So that was something that I have learnt and I'm more aware of now, that I want to be able to take medication for the pain I've got when I'm experiencing it. and then come off it, not to continually take it and have to keep going up so my body gets used to it and it works.
It's very important that you see your GP and have regular reviews. Your GP is going to look at whether they continue to be of benefit by assessing pain relief, function and side effects. If you're getting significant side effects, then we would be concerned about the harm that we're actually doing you and would like to discuss that and look at other ways of managing your pain.
There are lots of different medications used in pain management, and you've just been hearing mainly about opioid medication in the management of pain, but we also use anticonvulsants, antidepressants, anti-inflammatories and simple analgesics like paracetamol. As health professionals, we're always weighing up the benefits versus the risks of any treatments that we give our patients. Now, if you're on medication and it's working well for you, that's fine. But what we'd say is please consider some of the other therapies that are out there, because you might get further benefit from them. And really what it's about is improving your quality of life.
I experienced terrible withdrawal symptoms coming off the medication, but it was worth it in the end run, and it was slow. It wasn't something that I did overnight. It was something that I gradually did, and so each time that I went down a bit, the pain got less, the sickness got less, until one day I woke up and thought, I feel great. I was planning my day, which was something that I hadn't done before.
So it's very important that you don't just stop your medications, because you can become very unwell and quite distressed. So if you're finding the medications aren't helpful, then it's important to talk to your doctor and work out a plan.
I was extremely sceptical at first, because they were like, no, we're going to take you off all your medication. It's going to be a mind over matter thing. And I probably put up a bit of a resistance to do it at first. Then I was at crisis point and I needed to, the medication wasn't working, so I needed to go down a different route. And like I said, I tried physio, hydro, acupuncture, sort of everything. Nothing was really working. But then once you get all the information together of how to pace, how to distract your mind, how to get off your medication slowly, not quickly and crazily like I did the first time, you can put all those tools and actually get your mind working with your body instead of against your body and hating it. I was a bit of a rebel, and I was told that I wouldn't be allowed to have another child after the car accident from all my damage, and I persisted, ended up falling pregnant. Unfortunately, it did happen to flare everything up again, so I have had to go on intermittent types of medication, but I don't let it control my life at all. I don't have to have it every day. I don't freak out if I haven't got anything in the house, because I do have other tools that I can use. So my first instinct's not to grab medication anymore, whereas before I'd be scuffling around trying to get medication, anything to get in and pop, get rid of this pain. But after coming off all my, all my medication and learning all the different techniques, just standing out on the back veranda, like life's so much brighter and everything seems so different, and just doing the simplest little things like, going down the back to get some hay for the rabbit to put in her cage is just, it's not a chore anymore. It's something that I enjoy doing.
Now is a great time to fill out the medication section of your health plan. If you haven't already done so, click on the health plan button below the video and download the PDF. Print it out. After each video, fill out the relevant sections. You only have to fill it out once. Take your completed health plan along to your GP or your health professional. This is a great starting point to managing your pain.